Hey guys, it's Marcus here, and as you can see, we're back with the Tottenham Hotspur Master League. And in today's episode, again, I have 3 matches for you. 2 matches from the Premier League and the return match against Ludogorets in the Europa League group stage, which, fortunately for me, is always a good match. But in today's match, the first match is against Norwich City. Neil Adams is their manager, Gary Hooper playing up front for them. Our team is relatively strong as you'd expect, but for whatever reason, like I was saying in the last episode, going up against some teams, for every reason, the game is either making it extremely difficult for me to actually win the games and I just play terribly, or psychologically I am just terrible at this game when it comes to mind games, and I think I get too much into I think it gets too much into my head, stuttering like an idiot, and basically makes the game a lot more difficult. As you see there, goddamn Napoli, Norwich of all people, have Antonio Di Natale, which is just ridiculous. I tried to buy him actually in the summer transfer window, but they wanted 23 million for him, which was just ridiculous considering, I got El Shaarawy for like 17. But with that being said, in the 10th minute of the match here, Emil Bennett down the right hand side ends up basically skinning the hell out of my team. Di Natale takes one touch pass, I think it was Eric against Ayan, past Ayan, just pops him back in the net past Hugo Lloris to give Norwich a 1-0 lead in the first 10 minutes of the match. Now, I was a bit pissed off in this because, they're Norwich and they shouldn't really be posing a threat to me, but for whatever reason I just cannot do anything in this match. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like psychologically playing with Eric Lamela. I just cannot seem to play any games, because I did rest some players in this match. As you see there, Radosevich was playing, Paulinho wasn't actually playing yet. He actually comes on in the second half. As you see there, we had 0 shots in the whole first half. For whatever reason, we were just playing terribly. And in the 63rd minute of the match here, after I made a really bad foul and then just waited for the player to go and pick up the ball, Hooper nearly gets another strike away, and ends up coming to Eric Dyer. I just end up taking out Gary Hooper, getting really pissed off at all the stuff happening in the match. In the 73rd minute of the match, eventually we end up getting more or less a little bit of luck with El Shaarawy gets a strike away. It hits off the post and it hits off John Ruddy's head. But from a resulting corner kick, Benzema heads it down to Paulinho, who ends up getting fortunately standing right in front of the goalkeeper to pop it into the back of the net to equalise for us. But I was so fortunate in this game to even come away with a draw, because I just did not deserve it at all. As we see here in the last minutes of the match, Hugo Lloris doing a pretty decent job of defending. And I give the ball straight to him, I think Gary Hooper, who takes a shot and it hits off Eric Dyer's back. And I was like, my god, this game is just trolling me to the point of no return. It was just really just taking the piss, and I would have taken a draw any day of the week after playing this particular match. Unfortunately for me, I actually end up getting the draw. I'm not going to say I get the win or anything, because I end up drawing 1-1 with Norwich. And it was hard, because as you see from the stats, they had 10 shots, 4 on target. We had 2 shots, 1 on target. The 1 on target was the goal, and the second shot was the shot before the goal, which was El Shaarawy hitting the post. And it was ridiculous. So I went into this match against Leicester away from home, and I played my strongest team possible, because I was like, I am not having another Norwich disaster day where I just cannot seem to get past them. So I played the likes of Eriksen, Benzema, El Shaarawy, Dyer, John Terry, Luke Wilson, Luke Shaw, like all of them, Holberg. Played like my strongest team possible, and for some reason, again, I struggled psychologically, or the game just made it hard for me to play the game, and for whatever reason I just could not do anything. As you'll see in a moment, basically this game was just difficult. The first opportunity came in the 21st minute when Eriksen runs past about 4 players, ends up getting a strike away, and it's a really good strike, and the keeper makes a ridiculously good save from it. And in the 33rd minute, about 10 minutes later, Ramirez gets a strike away, and again Fabio in goal for Leicester makes a very good save as well. And about 6 minutes later, Benzema again gets a strike away, keeper again making an absolutely amazing save. So at half time it was 0-0. We had no issue of defending, because Leicester had 0 shots. We had 4 shots, 4 on target, and just could not score any goals. So in the 58th minute of the match, again Benzema gets through on goal, again gets a strike away. Fabio again makes a really good save. 64th minute of the match, El Shaarawy gets a strike away, again keeper makes a very good save again. Last minutes of the match, Koki on the ball here, runs past Elmore, gives it to Christian Eriksen. Eriksen just runs past a couple of players. Again, Eriksen gets a strike away. At this time he hits it wide instead of getting it on goal. And in the last minutes of the match here, Son, who'd come on as a substitute, runs past about 3 or 4 players, ends up passing the ball back to Christian Eriksen. Eriksen runs past a couple of players, gets a strike away himself, and again hits it wide when he should have been getting that on target. And I don't know if it's me who's playing an idiot, or if the game is just making it so ridiculously hard for me to score goals. It probably is a bit of both. But to be honest, I mean, look at that, 10 shots, 7 on target. They had 0 shots. Fabio man of the match with an 8.0 rating. It was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. So with that being said, we drew 2 games in a row. Arsenal won their game, but we were still just top of the table, 27 points. Arsenal on 26 and Chelsea on 25. But we were fortunate to still be there, because we were just fortunate that the AI and the computer were just so goddamn retarded that they couldn't take advantage of us just playing terribly. Well, they technically did, but like, you know what I mean. The other teams didn't take advantage. But into this last match of this episode, and it is against Ludogorets. And like I was saying in the last match, the last episode, if I end up getting past this match against Ludogorets, I'll just skip the last 2 matches against Mytholoxanthe and whoever the other one were, the Podesta people, because I just can't be bothered playing the Europa League matches if I'm more or less guaranteed to end up finishing top of the table, sort of logic. So playing against Ludogorets, that was sort of in the back of my mind when I played this game, because I thought, well, if I end up winning this game, I don't have to bother playing another match, and it sort of helped me sort of overcome some issues. But as you see there, I mean, I played my strongest team again. I was having none of this crap of playing like trying to play like Scott Park and Leon Osman and all that sort of stuff. None of that. Just wanted to play my strongest team, try and get the result more or less done in the first half, and then sort of rest some of the main players like Eriksen and Benzema and whatnot for the second half, and El Shaarawy, of course, because he's my prized asset. Without him in my team, I just for whatever reason can't seem to do anything. So Ludogorets, of course, kicked off because they're the home team, and having already beat them this season, well, in the last episode, we did a pretty decent job in this particular game. But in the 26th minute of the match, our Bez Jack on the ball plays it into Fabio Espinino, ends up getting a strike away himself, doesn't really come to anything. Luke Wilson on the ball does a pretty decent job of defending, gives it to Koke, and Koke doesn't really do anything with the ball. It goes all the way up to the end of the first half, and Benzema on the ball runs past a couple of players, tries to play Stefan El Shaarawy, and El Shaarawy just ends up doing a little roulette turn, runs past a couple of players, and I probably should have just pressed X. If I'd pressed X and passed it to Benzema, I would have probably scored a goal there. But literally from that, Eriksen steals the ball back, gets a strike, basically he triple tap circle crossed it. So low cross it across the ground, and for whatever reason, El Shaarawy could just take a touch and pop in the back of the net, decides to jump over the ball. Logic. So at halftime, we had 0 shots, 0 on target. Ludogorets had 1 shot, 1 on target. And in the 54th minute of the match, Holberg went flying in with that tackle there, as you see. Gets a yellow card for basically nothing. Well, it's basically a yellow card for doing a terrible foul in the middle of nowhere. But in the last 20 minutes of the match, Benzema on the ball ends up running past this N Wajba player, gives it back to Eriksen. Eriksen this time pops in the back of the net after missing all those opportunities against Leicester, and fortunately for me, puts in the back of the net to make it 1-0 to us. And it was pretty good until the last minutes of the match, where I do that foul with Holberg. To me, that's not even a foul. Well, to me, it's a foul, but it's not a yellow card foul. Referee gives a yellow card. Second yellow, red card. Sort of puts under a little bit of pressure in the last minutes of the match, but didn't really mean much because we just defended well with Eric Dyer and John Terry, which, as you'd expect. And the referee blew the final whistle. So we ended up winning the game 1-0, relatively fortunately. But again, I'd rather win a game 1-0 rather than draw it 0-0 or draw 1-1 after like being tortured for the whole game. But again, the camera focuses on my left back for some reason. I never understand like the logic behind this bit with all these cutscenes. But eventually it focuses on Eriksen. Eriksen goes about clapping people, and with that being said, we end up finishing the Europa League portion of this season so far. Because I'm not going to show any more until I get into the knockout stage, because I'm already technically in the knockout stage. But that game in particular was so close. Eric Dyer gets man of the match, says everything when you win a game 1-0. As you see from that, they drew a Mytholoxanthe drew with Podesta 1-1. My god, all these ridiculously bad names. And with that being said, we're in 8 points clear, so we can't even finish second. So with that being said, I'm just gonna skip the rest of the matches. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.